RC Charge is absolute meta at higher town halls, but does it work at TH13 where we are limited on RC equipments? Well, let's find out. This is the general army composition. The important things here are the invisibility spells and RC with her equipments. As you can see, I have low-level equipments on RC. That means you don't need them maxed out for this strategy. And also, if you don't have Rocket Spear, then you can go with this equipment set on RC, which I will showcase later in the video. Alright, the idea is very simple here. We want to charge our RC into the base and keep her invisible with all the spells to take down as much value as we can before we run out of the invisibility spells. But most importantly, we want at least 1 or 2 key defenses with her. After the RC charge, we will follow up with the dragons and dragon riders. We will use King and Queen to funnel them into the base and Yeti Blimp to secure the town hall, so the dragons will easily clean up rest of the base. Sounds great, right? So here on this base, we will definitely charge the RC into this eagle compartment. We will use her ability right away to get some long-range shots in the beginning, and once she gets into the range of defenses, we will start using invisibility spells to keep her invisible and charge further into the base. She will clear all these things and create this narrow path for the dragons and dragon riders. They will move like this. We will use King and Queen on the flank to create funnel over that side. And Yeti Blimp, protected by Warden ability, will secure the Town Hall takedown. Simple plan. Now let's execute it. Alright, let's start with deploying the RC. Press her ability right away to make sure she stays out of the range of defenses and snipe them from a distance. This way, we don't have to use invisibility spells right from the beginning. But once she runs out of the long-range shots and gets targeted by multiple defenses, then start using the invisibility spells. The good thing about this strategy is you don't have to be super accurate with invisibility spells. It's okay if you waste 1 or 2, we have so many of them. But try to place them in such a way that RC stays invisible, while the defenses around her stays exposed. The main objective is to protect the RC and keep her alive. It's okay if defenses take 1 or 2 shots at her, but don't let her take too much damage, especially from enemy heroes. Alright, we got so much value with the RC. Now let's use the wizards to clean up the trash buildings left behind by her. I am also using a baby dragon to make sure King and Queen stays on the flank and don't actually go into the base. Their job is to create a funnel over this side and keep the dragons centralized throughout the attack. Alright, the funnel looks solid, so let's deploy the dragons and dragon riders now. They will go straight into the core due to tight funneling on both sides. We will wait for them to move a bit deep into the base before using the Warden ability to make sure we also catch the Yeti Blimp for the Town Hall. Look at this. We got the perfectly timed Warden ability and covered everything. It will also protect the dragons through the high damage core. The Yetis out of a battle blimp will easily secure the Town Hall with the help of a rage spell. And now, there is nothing left on the base to stop this attack. So just sit back and let them clear the leftover base. Now this is a more direct and straightforward approach, but up next, I will show you a different variation of this strategy with the use of Recall spell. So, don't click away now. Now in this variation of the strategy, we will also charge the RC similar to the last attack. But instead of using her Rocket Spear ability right away, we will save it this time. So we have to use the invisibility spells from the start, and once we run out of invisibilities, we will recall the RC and then use her later in the attack to snipe some important defenses with her long-ranged shots. This way we will get better value out of her. Rest of the process remains exactly the same. So here on this base, we will charge the RC into this compartment. We will not use her ability here, so we will start using the invisibility spells as she moves into the base. And once we run out of invisibilities, we will recall the RC. She will take down all these things, but out of them, these are the main targets. After the RC charge, we will have this L-shaped path for the dragons. They will move like this. We will use heroes to keep them centralized, and Yeti Blimp will secure the Town Hall takedown. And also, we will redeploy the RC here that we recalled earlier and use her ability to snipe these defenses. That's the plan. Let's do the attack now. Alright, let's start with the RC. Notice how I didn't use the invisibility spell right away, because RC isn't taking too much damage there. But once multiple defenses starts targeting her, then start using the invisibility spells. Now, it is not ideal to run into multiple enemy heroes and even CC troops with the RC, because she might get stuck onto them instead of attacking the defenses and get less value overall. But if you place the invisibility spells smartly like this, then you can make the RC skip enemy heroes and only focus on the defenses. Alright, we're out of the invisibilities, so let's recall the RC before she takes too much damage. We got decent value even without using her ability. Now let's focus on the heroes. I am using the standard equipments on them for a hero dive, but you can be flexible with the equipments of King and Queen. In fact, you can use the giant arrow with either healer puppet or action figure to snipe the air defenses with the Queen, but that's very inconsistent. That's why I'm using these equipments to keep it simple. Now, if you haven't noticed already, I am also sneaking in a headhunter into the Warden ability. It is nothing compulsory, but it surely helps to deal with enemy heroes. I did the same thing in first attack too. Alright, the Town Hall is down. Now let's redeploy the RC that we recalled earlier. She will regain plenty of health because of the healing per second she gets from the Electro Boots. That will help her to stay alive for longer and keep providing more value in the back end of the base. That's why people prefer this approach over the first one I showed. But I think this one is a bit complicated, while the approach we used in first attack is very straightforward and easy to execute. So we will continue with that one. Now here on this base, the Town Hall is placed a bit outside and it is surrounded by the defenses. So when RC will go near these defenses, then her aura damage will activate the Town Hall and she can then target and take down the Town Hall once it gets activated. That's what we're going for. So here on this one, we will deploy the RC here. Then we will use her ability to clear the outside defenses with Rocket Spear and go after the Town Hall. After clearing that whole compartment, she will go either this way or this way. Suppose she goes this side, then we will charge the dragons like this, with heroes on the flank to keep them centralized. And if she goes the other way, then we will simply alternate the plan. And also, since we are getting the Town Hall with RC charge this time, we will switch to the Stone Slammer full of balloons to support the dragons instead of the blimp. Enough planning. Let's do the attack now. Alright, let's start with the RC as usual. Now the reason for using Rocket Spear right away is because this way, we don't have to use invisibilities in the beginning, so the RC charge will be longer and we can get more value out of it. Alright, the Town Hall got activated as we planned. Now let's use the Rage spell to speed her up. It will also help her through the high hit point expos. The main reason why this strategy works so well is because the aura around RC will constantly damage the nearby defenses while also granting slight healing per second to RC. So she will keep regaining health throughout the attack. And also, the Rocket Spear will provide some extra DPS to the RC, so she will have increased damage output as well. Now, you may have noticed that I'm moving faster to the next phase after RC charge. That's because this strategy have time issues, as RC charge takes so much time. So if we take too much time about thinking for the dragon's path, then we might end up with a time fail. Usually RC charge will take well over a minute. So we got less than 2 minutes for dragons and heroes to finish up the base, and sometimes we even get less time due to long RC charges. But in any case, I recommend starting the dragons before 140 mark to avoid any potential time fails. Alright, the dragons and dragon riders are out already. Now, many people use only dragons in this strategy, but I also throw in the balloons and dragon riders in the mix, because I believe this way they work much better, as dragon riders and balloons can go after the defenses while dragons are busy attacking storages and other random stuffs. And it also helps with avoiding the time fails, since they have less chances of splitting up and go outside of the base. Now in all of these attacks, we use the rocket spear and electro boots on RC. But many people don't have the rocket spear or have it at a decent level. So in the next attack, I will show you how to use Royal Gem instead of the rocket spear in this strategy. So don't click away now. Now, on bases like this, if we manage the RC properly, then we can get so much value out of it, because all the defenses are placed very close to each other. So we will get good value out of RC's aura damage. And since we are using the Royal Gem this time, we can use few more invisibilities, because it will provide so much health to the RC on activation and keep her alive for much longer. So we will use more invisibilities to take advantage of that. The follow-up process remains exactly the same. So here on this base, we will deploy the RC here and charge her along this flank to take down most of the defenses over that side. She will take down at least this much of the base, and after the RC charge, we will use the dragons to follow this path. They will move like this, and clear the whole base with heroes on the flank and Yeti Blimp for the town hall. You understood the plan? Now let's put it together. Alright, let's start with deploying the RC. Now we don't have long-range shots here, so we have to start using invisibilities earlier this time. You might be thinking that I made the Expo invisible by mistake, but it was on purpose, because as you can see, the RC just skipped the defense after hitting a few shots and move ahead while her aura damage can finish off that defense even when it is invisible. This way, we can take full advantage of the aura damage and make the RC charge more efficient. But keep in mind, it will only work if RC take couple of shots on the defense before turning it invisible, or else the aura damage will not be able to take down the defense all by itself, especially the high hit point defenses. Alright, now this might be the best TH13 attack strategy, and I will also put that in the title of this video. But there are still 2 ways you can fail with this strategy. First is if you completely mess the RC charge and get almost no value out of it. I have already gave several tips throughout the video about RC charge to avoid that. All you have to do is keep that in mind and practice the RC charge. The second mistake is if you waste too much time and end up with a time fail. I've explained thoroughly in the last attack about how to manage time with this strategy, and also bringing few cleanup troops like me will definitely help with that. So this is the TH13 RC Charge Dragon Attack strategy. I hope this video will help you to get better at it. And if you want to learn more exciting TH13 attack strategies, then check out my Town Hall 13 playlist. I will see you there.